Hey, welcome to the month of March 2024. This is for you, Gemini, Sun, Moon, but most especially accurate rising sign. Folks, we're going to talk about how there's a lovely glow up and a really beautiful energy moving through your career and reputation space in the month of March. Some big changes to do with children and maybe things to do with romantic life or even entrepreneurial and creative business projects. And finally, some significant foreign shore and foreign land stuff going on for you guys. Maybe travels and trips, certainly some surprises for travel to foreign shores as well. Let's get talking about how the sky looks for you during the month of March, and we're going to get started. By the way, if you haven't met me before and you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian, using the Western Tropical Zodiac and whole sign houses, fixed stars and minor asteroids. And those are my favorite parts of astrology. But I also want to teach you how to use astrology to time your best life by using it as a navigational tool. I'm a very educational astrologer. And in that regard, if you're into learning astrology so you can indeed time your best life, then check out my Sky Reader course. We're starting in April and we'll run for 6 weeks minus 1 week off. So it's 7 weeks in total. And if you want to learn astrology with me, it's live. There's replays if you can't make it. There's weekly Q&As for getting in touch with me, a Facebook group, and homework assignments and all of that. This is to help you get the basics of astrology, but also to move past that in order to use about 3 different timing tools that I'm going to teach you in those 7 weeks. Well, 6 weeks. Check out the description box below for how to enroll by actually getting on my wait list so that when I open the shopping cart, you get the early bird discounts and also you get into the class because it usually sells out. It's my 5th time teaching it just on the wait list alone. Now, let's talk astrology just for a minute. Oh, we're using astrology here with the rising sign being everything about you, the sun, your career and purpose, and the moon, your body and home. And maybe the moon can be your mom and the sun can be your dad type of figures as well. So that's why I like you to perhaps listen for your rising sign. And if you don't know how to cast that chart, there's a description box link under my video. Hit the more button, a free tutorial on how and why to cast your chart in whole sign houses. But it also allows you to cast your chart in a way that you find your rising sign. Whole sign houses is the ancient traditional house system. It is not Placidus. Please bear that in mind. All astrologers in YouTube land and more are treating you as if you're listening to a whole sign house delineation. We're not breaking it up into your unique Placidus chart and whole sign houses. Once you go whole sign, you never go back. Gemini, let's get going. Number 1, let's talk about your story in terms of the eclipse. And we're starting with the eclipse because everyone is having a Libra eclipse on March the 25th. It is a full moon lunar eclipse. It is happening at 10 degrees of Libra. We already had an eclipse there, a solar eclipse in October. It's a new moon in October, full total solar eclipse now, ring of fire eclipse in October. Now we're moving into the full moon connected to that in your house of children, creativity, sexuality, love, romance. This is not a necessarily difficult eclipse in the sense that a lunar eclipse can often be more of a revelation or a new understanding or a completion or fulfillment of something that was seeded in the fall of last year. But because it is involving a house that flows to a Gemini identity in a trine, it also isn't that difficult in that regard. The energy of the South Node is looking for change, surrender, let go. In that 5th house could be time to move your attention away from a child, away from fertility and pregnancy issues, away from creative projects that no longer satisfy you, or changes in the tone of your spiritual connection to a significant love and romantic partner. For those of you who are creative entrepreneurial type folks, with writing projects or creative projects in the artist studio of the 5th house, or maybe you're an entrepreneur as a Gemini, this can make some big changes to how you engage in your entrepreneurial business. Give me a sec. And I'm just trying to get my temperature from boiling hot to not freezing to death. And so keep that in mind. Now you're going to have changes here anyway, all the way through to the October 2nd eclipse in your 5th house that will roll through the sky until the spring of 25 in terms of its impact. So, this is an ongoing story of eclipse cycle change for you in that 5th house. For me, as an example, I have a progressed sun in Gemini, and I'm letting go of some of my entrepreneurial projects that I thought I really wanted to pursue in my business. And I've already been seeing changes since the last October's eclipse. So keep all of that in mind. Certainly, if you're single and looking for love as a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, especially rising, this could indicate a time of new love coming in from a deep soulmate connection. Indeed, then look for that full moon eclipse to reveal to you, oh, this is my person. I now get it. March 25th is the eclipse. Bracket it by a month before and up to 6 months after. I'll be doing a whole eclipse video and maybe a webinar on the eclipses. So if you want to join my channel, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, you won't miss any of those opportunities. I put 30 to 40 videos out a month. Now, the next big story that I want to talk about for you is the fact that what you've got going on in your career space is delightful. Yes, it happens on the yearly that Venus will travel in the sign of her exaltation into your 10th house. But this is also accompanied by the placement of Saturn here, which is something new, something you've only been feeling since March of last year and continue to experience until February of 2026. Venus and Saturn in your 10th house have delineations that I'm about to describe, but let me give you the dates first of all. It would be that on March the 12th, Venus leaves her 3-week journey through your 9th house. By the way, you might have found then from February 16th, this is your Aquarius real estate, to March 11th, things were going on about foreign land travel, trips and planning, visas and passports, spiritual faith and spiritual ideologies, things to do with court and legal matters. Those could have been preoccupying you during that window of time. And then after March 11th, as she moves March the 12th into your reputation 10th house of career space, suddenly you get a glow up. And now it's all in the yearly. She goes through Pisces, and you feel around this time of year a little bit of an elevation in your career success. It's kind of like you're popular, you're appealing, you're friendly, you're enjoying your work. People like you, you're a little bit of celebrity now. You can get those raises and promotions. That's all of the vibe of a Venus transit through the high noon of your sky, where all of the action in that 10th whole sign house will be happening. So look for those energies between March the 12th and April the 4th as she travels in that part of your heavens. But that aside, Saturn's here and also Neptune. And that energy is even more important to mention because Saturn is like, how do you want to make long range, lasting, enduring, valuable, responsible, and masterful Venus, luck, success, and goodness happen in your career? Saturn says, will you care about this when you're 90? Venus just wants to have fun. Your lens is along those lines. Saturn, Venus can mean, I love my work, but it's hard. Saturn can mean, I have place great value and satisfaction in being very dutiful in my career and workspace. But that's the vibe, guys. What for March the 12th, April 4th, that's the vibe. Neptune is trying to help you make some of your long range dreams and goals for your career true. And if you work in videography platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, photography, or even Hollywood, or music, or filmmaking, and all of those Neptunian things, this also opens up a time in which those kinds of career endeavors go very well. Again, March the 12th to April the 4th. At the same time, you're getting this Venusian glow up, which I really love in your 10th house. We also can notice that Mercury will spend some time there as well. As the month starts, Mercury is in your 10th house, giving you more effective communication, negotiation, and deal making, marketing and selling, if it's what you need to do in your work, power through till March the 8th. He got in there 2 weeks earlier, and March the 8th, he leaves your 10th house. Then on March the 9th, he slips into Mercury, your 11th house of great gains. Now, if you make money, if you want to make more money and Mercury goes through your 11th house, it's a good time for socialization. It can help you hobnob, network, and schmooze with others, or go on someone's podcast, or join their summit, or have them air your podcast interview with them, or something like that for those types of career paths. This is very positive for you. You're going to enjoy the Mercury transit through your 11th house. Now, he starts off there, by the way, on March the 9th, but because of retrogradation and a cazimi here, he's locking and loading a lot of intensity all the way through to May the 16th. So you've got like a couple of months of yay you in that 11th house. It certainly can make you a lot more social and can get you into connection with friends as allies and benefactors, or having a lot of conversations with an elder sibling as well. And friends from your past that you haven't heard from in ages during those couple of months may get in touch with you. We'll be doing a whole video on the Mercury story. Trust me, that's important. Now, as we go into Mars's stories in this month ahead, before we move to the individual events of the month, bit by bit and chronologically, it's important to note that Mars will be changing signs on March the 22nd. Now, it started to on February 13th of 2024 to March the 22nd, he was joining the Pluto party in Aquarius. That's your ninth house of God, spirituality, faith, foreign lands, travel, visas, passports, third marriages, and legal matters. And that area of your sky was just ablaze with activity. You may have been planning trips, traveling, going to court and battling for something you want, fighting for something in a book publishing deal. I forgot book publishing, going to town to increase your success in higher education and academic settings. All these are ninth house meanings. Then Forrest gets the hell out of the Pluto party, and go track my other videos. We had a stellium there of planets, especially the weekend of March 16th and 19th. Holy man, February 16th and 19th. Whoa. But then he leaves, right? And he goes, okay, I'm moving into, drum roll, please, Pisces. Yes, your 10th house, your 10th house of that career, reputation, and success. And he arrives on the doorstep of that house on March the 23rd. So March the 23rd to April the 30th. So the last week it starts in March. You start to feel what Mars might want to do in your 10th house, with the reminder that Venus is there too. Venus is not leaving there till April 4th. March gets there on the 23rd. So the 23rd of March to April the 4th, both Venus and Mars are in your 10th house. Passion, drive, ambition, direction, decisions, and actions. Venus, do you love it? Can you succeed? Sometimes Mars ending, quitting, severing. You might quit a job, end something. Again, Mars is there for a long time, March 23rd to April 30th, but it's that window when Venus is there that I really like. So I really want you to think about March the 23rd to April the 4th being a really intense but powerful time in your career space. And if you're single, you can have a cosmic romantic love come into your life through your career space. Or you might be passionately infused with energy around your visible career success as you make big decisions and take bold actions and you work hard. And I love that tighter window, as I said, for really good results, March the 23rd to April the 4th. But yeah, Mars will be there until April 30th. We just love the co-presence of Venus. Now we're going to bring into the story the blow by blow of this month ahead. Now, I don't always cover like every moon, new moon, full moon. I am talking about the eclipse. So don't go, where is the new moon in the sign of Pisces on March 10th? But for you guys, I will cover it because it's in your 10th house. But for everybody else, I don't always talk about it. So March the 1st and 2nd, the sun will sextile Jupiter. Sun sextile Jupiter. Hang on, I need to write a note down. Okay. Sun sextile Jupiter is like such a sweet little beautiful spot in the sky for everybody. Jupiter is in your 12th house of foreign shores, foreign lands, and your international revenue, borderless income, or money you make through a PayPal, Stripe, or international sources, and your deep soul work. And Jupiter is giving you a lot of that deep soul work, right? And also prosperity from far away and far off lands, and opportunities from foreign places. But that's a story that's been going on since May last year, May of 23, and it ends the end of May of 24. And in the middle of all of that, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun on March 1st and 2nd, moving through the top of your sky, career space, and really giving you a lovely couple of days in the beginning of March for career success as it applies to foreign places and greater gains from those places, or some kind of backroom deal and negotiation with higher ups to give you a career boost at that time. Then Venus will square Uranus. Now, this is a story that's going to repeat with Mars later on and maybe be connected. So keep that in mind. Venus is going to square Uranus in Taurus from Aquarius. She has yet to move, right? That's going to happen on March the 12th. She has yet to move into your 10th house. She's still in your 9th house. So there's a square from the house of foreign travel, foreign lands, and book publishing, and all those things I don't want to repeat, to Uranus. So here's it, in your 12th house. Shocking, surprising, unexpected, but positive, maybe developments regarding love in a foreign land, pleasure trips and travels to foreign countries, legal matters and court cases and backroom negotiations working out, things to do with book publishing contracts with international publishers, making up ideas here, some kind of unexpected developments around your spiritual faith and the deeper meaning of life, maybe even a spiritual awakening. Okay. Yeah, you. Then we move past that because Mars will repeat that later. So keep those house meetings in mind. Then we move into a Venus flow to Uranus. I'm sorry. Then we move into, I apologize, a Mercury square, a sextile to Uranus. This is the same thing Venus is doing roughly the same time. This is March the 4th. So on March the 3rd, it's a Venus square Uranus, but then on March the 3rd, and then on March the 4th, it's Mercury sextile. It's like whatever the surprising thing is, Mercury also has something to say about it. They may be one event, March 3rd and 4th, emails, phone calls, text messages, or something that Mercury and Aquarius can prevail over. Coming from Mercury in Pisces, a career text message, a career phone call, a career message, a thing like that, a career negotiation that surprises you around March the 4th. Mercury and Neptune come together and hold space for each other in a fusion. It's good for vision boarding. It's good for dreaming, daydreaming, spell casting, coming up with new visionary ideas that connect to your highest dreams for your life on March the 8th. And you can still feel that even on March the 9th. March 8th and 9th is good for that vision board. I'm saying that for everybody, vision board away. And, Neptune is in dreamy, he's a dreamy dude, but in a very real space right now with Saturn and Pisces. And that makes it very much about what tangible results you want to get with Mercury co-joining sextile. Did I say sextile? Conjunct Neptune. Mercury conjunct Neptune, March the 8th, 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th, you're feeling it. It's really a good day to dream what you want to dream into being in your career space. I really mean it. Use that highest imagination and make it so. Moving forward, then we see that Mars will now square Uranus. Remember, Venus did the same square March the 3rd. Now it's March 9th and 10th, and it's back again. But Mars is forcing his hand, pushing the action into place. Things that Venus was creating, Mars is taking action on. Do you have a book publishing contract to finally figure out? Do you have a travel plan to finally nail down? Are you looking at difficulties, those squares, right, that surprise you around a travel plan that may kibosh? Is there some kind of unexpected development around foreign lands, academics, and foreign shores? It's kind of hard to predict. When you get Uranus involved, it's kind of going to be a surprise. All right. The Sun will co-join Neptune between the 16th and the 18th. We already had Mercury co-joining Neptune, as I mentioned, seeding something back in the day, which is March the 8th. And then March 16th to the 18th, the Sun catches up and does the same thing in Pisces, your 10th house of career. This is why I called this video the career glow up or whatever, because all the actions in your Pisces chart. And that's your 10th house of career and reputation. Father figures and father figures can be up here too. Father and father figures. And what people see you doing in the world, what career? Well, you're a student, your career is to get great grades. Get great grades. You are retired. It's your reputation as you do charity work or golf. What are people noting you doing? And that's where you're having a lot of attention. Now, Sun Neptune is like the good father, but it's also a dreamy investment in purpose, because the Sun in the 10th is really about your visible purpose and reputation. And Neptune says, what's your imagination, your dream, your higher level ambition that goes into a more of a transcendent place within yourself. It's good for daydreaming and imagining what your soul would have you do in the place of career and purpose. March the 21st and March the 22nd. We are going to see something going on here with the Sun sextiling Pluto. Sun and Pluto energy is very powerful. Sun is moving at this point through the sign of Aries, your 11th house, of great gains from your career. Your reputation can be enhanced by this. This can be a bit of, hey, look at me, everybody, in large group settings or on podcasts, or getting a lot of exposure, especially connected to career stories as it applies to wealth and power, and maybe something to do with the word international with Pluto moving through Aquarius in your 9th house. Certainly, if you want some kind of powerful international level exposure, you're going to find it. Sun can be a powerful solar figure who's connected to a foreign country, who's going to support you to expand your greater gains and successes in your career. Seeing evidence of that as well, the 21st of March through to the 23rd. At the same time, all that's happening, we see Venus in a conjunction to Saturn. Those 2 days is love is hard, money is hard, perhaps. I mentioned the vibe of that earlier, having Saturn and Venus in your 10th house, but it's most intense during that conjunction. It can also be that I love what I do, but I have to tend to it with a perseverance and a discipline. It also can be things that to do with your, a superior in the office space, giving you some stern but loving guidance. It can also just be the mastery that you've achieved in your workspace is being recognized with a reward of some sort, monetary or otherwise. So there's a lot of goodness in that 10th house with that Saturn-Venus conjunction. They get along, they have an affinity for each other, but definitely this is an important energy of a reset button in what we call the Saturn-Venus synodic cycle. And so Venus is resetting her connection with Saturn. And because Saturn is now in your 10th house, this is something that will happen this year. This will happen in 2025 as well. And it happened last year no, it didn't. So you have it this year and next year. It's really important for you as a Gemini rising and sun and moon. Then as we move into the next story, you're going to see Venus, Jupiter come into a really beautiful collaboration together called a sextile that can bring some lucky results. It's double your luck on March the 24th and the 25th. The luck is coming through Venus in your 10th house of career, where she's exalted by Jupiter, and Jupiter in your Taurus house, which is Venus's house in your 12th house. And there's a mutual reception. Okay. She's in his home. He's in her home. She's exalted there. This is exceptional energy. I really like it for the world. I like it for you. Where can you have superior success in your career on March 24th and 25th as it applies to themes of your foreign shores, foreign lands, international, borderless income and revenue, or things you're doing and plotting in the backroom deals and negotiations and the hideaways of your life as you plot some kind of world domination in your career space and have some really good glow up of luck and opportunity and visible results on the 24th and 25th of March. Okay. And the end of this story, a very happy ending on the 28th of the month to the 29th, that time frame, at the end of the month, Venus will sextile Uranus. Happy surprises. Yay! And she's doing the sextile from your career house. Yay, your career. What a great month for your career. And add to that, going back in time on March the 10th, we have a new beginning, a new moon, seeding some new story in all of you Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising's career space. It's like literally, here we go. Let's start something new, a new beginning. What a powerful new moon that will play out over 6 months as new things start to show up. Could be new job, new career direction, new career projects, new career earnings. We call it record-breaking earnings and stuff like that, especially with Venus, Saturn connecting up there, right? It has something to do with the long game, long tail strategies and discipline and perseverance to be more successful in your finances and your wealth, Venus, in your career space. If you don't do anything to do with foreign countries, foreign lands, and foreign shores, borderless income and revenue, Jupiter, Uranus in your 12th house at this point, then it can definitely be some foreigners or foreign people stepping into your story as well. So look for that surprise Venus sextile Uranus on March the 28th. And let me know what happens. I want to hear back, guys. I think it's a great month for Geminis. I have a Gemini progressed sun. Certainly for my career side of myself, sun can represent career. I'm truly looking forward to what this month can hold. Final note for Gemini, you've got a long transit of Juno, the goddess of marriage and contracts and agreements, through your 4th house during the month of March. And it's possible for some of you, there may be new contractual agreements going on here in and from your home regarding land, home, property, and real estate that also surprise you in a positive way because of Venus's interaction with Juno. Alrighty, so good luck. Let me know how this goes. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you guys. Some of you might have a chance to live abroad, for goodness sakes, and have a rental agreement in another country as a result of this new moon, which takes up to 6 months to unfold. Let me know how it goes, right? The new moon on March 10th. It's going to involve that essence of maybe a rental contract or agreements or possibilities of being able to spend some significant time abroad or in a land foreign from your natal shores of birth. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, don't forget, my Patreon community is getting this recording on February 17th, ad-free early access, $5 a month, plus access to one Zoom meeting with me and discount codes. For the cheapest tier, you get more and more perks. More and more perks, discount codes, freebies, classes with me for free as you go up. If you want to check out Patreon, I'm giving you 2 free classes, the Relationship Synastry course and Chiron, the Key to Purpose. You get those classes for free when you join. And if you quit 1 month later after a $5 investment, the value of those classes is $66 and you get them for nothing. You can keep them forever. They're yours to download and use. So if you're at all interested in trying out my Patreon community, do that. Like, they're getting this on February 17th, and I don't know when you guys are getting it. Maybe February the 25th. All right, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day, year, month, life. Bye-bye. Bye, Geminis.